Welcome. Now we can get to what I would humbly say is the most anticipated portion of the evening. At least from what I've heard. Yeah, it's not a town hall, it's settled down. Growing up, people knew us growing up. My brother and I were kind of on different tracks, I think, to a degree. He was, a very good athlete and very popular, and I was a student, maybe a little nerdy, some might say. And that's obviously an oversimplification, but I think that's how people who viewed us collectively saw us. That was the frame through which, our grandmother and our Aunt Joanne, who also served as our full-time PR rep, promoted our accomplishments to the world. And I'd like to think we did a pretty good job fulfilling those roles. My brother's, won county and state titles in soccer and lacrosse in high school, and then went on to become one of the building blocks of head men's lacrosse head coach Chris Burdick's budding dynasty at Providence College. And as for me, if anyone ever wants to know my SAT score, I'm always happy to discuss it. As is my mother. So that was all well and good, but when you're in those preteen, early teenage years, it's definitely cool to be an athlete, but it's not necessarily cool to be a nerd. Especially where I went to high school. So I don't know if I always had the highest level of self-esteem in some of those years. But one constant I had was my brother, who always made me feel cool for my accomplishments and encouraged me to achieve to the highest level possible. And coming from someone who everybody else thought was so cool, that made just all the difference to me. And if I've achieved anything in my life up to this point, I think I owe a large part of it to him. And in Julia, I think he's found the perfect match for him. Someone indulgent enough to let him watch the Yankees every night. And let him get a motel on their camping trip because he's scared of all the monsters that lurk in the woods of Cape Cod. Her modesty and lack of any pomposity at all has allowed her to fit in seamlessly with the family that she's marrying into, where some of you may have noticed there's a fair number of oversized egos. At least among them the person speaking to you now. And even though she graduated from what I believe is an unaccredited university, that's wonderful school, it really is. It's my favorite school. She spent her career doing wonderful work in the Bronx and now Hudson County, and I think those of us who know that area, I think she would have had an easier time if she just moved from Kabul into Baghdad. And she comes from a wonderful family. It's been a pleasure to get to know Peg and Dave and Nick and Jenny, and I wish them many, many wonderful years together, and I thank all of you for coming. So eat up, drink up, because Peg and Dave are paying for everything. So.
Nicely done.